AITA for telling my sister that she is the common denominator in her failed relationships. I'm using a throwaway account for anonymity. My 28M sister, 31F, has always struggled with dating. She takes pride in her appearance, has a good job, and has owned her own house for years, so she has no difficulty starting relationships. Unfortunately, after a few months, the relationships always begin to fall apart. In her most recent relationship, she met Tony, 34M, on a dating app in late January, and they quickly hit it off. Right away, she was spending weekends away with him, introducing him to the family, and telling us that he was the one. She even mentioned that they had been looking at jewelry stores and picking out rings for a potential proposal. Then, about a week ago, we heard from my sister that it was over. Tony had ended things. Initially, she was devastated, saying she thought he was different from her past partners, but he was just like the rest, and didn't know a good thing when he saw it. She showed us the text messages leading up to their breakup, and honestly, it was the same narrative we've seen in her past 3 or 4 breakups. After the honeymoon phase, my sister tends to do a complete 180 regarding the traits she projects early in her relationships. For instance, at the start of dating, she pretends to enjoy things like travel or being a foodie who loves cooking. In reality, she hates going anywhere other than resorts for vacations and orders takeout more than anyone I've ever met. These habits aren't necessarily bad, but she dates men who are drawn to the idea of a partner who will go camping or cook meals together. By month 3, she suddenly starts acting like those things are the worst ideas imaginable. Another issue is that she often expects her partners to fall in line with her ways immediately. If they don't, she labels them as controlling or abusive. In this particular instance, the argument that led to the breakup revolved around a pair of festival tickets they'd agreed to buy a couple of months ago. When Tony didn't want to sell the tickets, she blew up at him, called him several names, and even suggested he talk to his GP about his control issues. Tony, understandably, decided to end the relationship right then and blocked her. Things escalated when she told us she was considering messaging Tony's boss to suggest he should be fired from his job because of his narcissism. He works in a position where he interacts with children. That's when I snapped. I told her she's the main reason her relationships keep failing. I pointed out that if she was just honest about who she is and what she likes from the beginning, she might find someone who genuinely shares her interests, and those relationships might actually last. She immediately started crying and stormed out of the house. About half an hour later, our mom was on the phone telling me I needed to apologize for being cruel. For context, it probably won't surprise anyone to hear that my sister has been enabled by our parents throughout our entire lives, which is likely why she feels entitled to always get her way. I don't think I was out of line, but I'm not above apologizing if I'm wrong. I'd appreciate an outside perspective. AITA? Discuss in the comment section below, and I'll pin the most upvoted comment. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to hear more stories animated and read by AI.